Video for you today. It is officially past our frost date and I'm gonna go shopping with you, take you to my favorite nursery. We're gonna go to Lowe's. I'm not gonna show you much at Lowe's because it was crowded, but I am gonna show you what I got. So I'm very excited. I'm about to put some stuff in here right now. This is future Nisha, if you haven't noticed. Like, I've already got the plants. But before we get in today's video, it is hot here in Tennessee. We have finally reached warm weather. Could get cold again, could snow, you just never know. But I am sweating profusely currently. It's like 80 degrees, very, very sunny. There are a few clouds, not much, but I am staying hydrated with my Element. Right now I've just got sparkling water as usual and my raw Element electrolytes. I've been using Element for forever now, it seems like. My best friend, Kim Howerton, introduced me to them. I think it was right when we had moved here, and she introduced me to them with their chocolate salt, and I was just sold after that. Then I tried the watermelon and all their other flavors. They were so amazing. I am well into my wellness journey, and I've cut down on sweeteners in most things, and I just don't enjoy the sweet taste anymore, so that's why I use the raw unflavored. So if you're someone like me who just doesn't enjoy sweet things, or you're trying to back off of sweet things, the raw unflavored has no sweetener in it whatsoever. It is just pure electrolytes, so sodium, magnesium, and potassium. I'll put the picture up here of exactly how much is in it. It's a great formula, works really well for me. As always, Element will send you a free sample pack with any purchase. If you go to the link on the screen or in the description, drinkelementtea.com/Nisha, and they will hook you up. drinkelementtea.com/Nisha. So much traffic. Thanks again to Element for sponsoring my channel. They help make it possible for me to make these videos for you guys and purchase plants, supporting my garden. So let's get into the video.
Richmond, Virginia, the story starts 1848 on the Ides of March. Jackson Meriwether, born into the tether, to work the land and never live to see a dime. He had a better plan, to be a Union man, to make a run across that Mason-Dixon line. He heard a tale about a railway underground, running through the night and always northern bound. When I go, I'll die a free man, in a place where I belong.
And I've been to, hello pretty girl, I've been to my favorite nursery in Paris, Tennessee, called Woodford's. I always get it wrong. I'll put it on the screen for those of you who are local. I'm sure you already know about that place, but they just have some of the most beautiful landscaping things. They do have a few vegetables as well that they grow from seed there. I'm behind on my seed starting, so I went ahead and got a few starters, and I'm going to start seeds tomorrow. But first, I'm going to show you everything that I got today, and we're going to do the front porch, which is where my goal here is to attract hummingbirds. This is where my grandma always kept her hummingbird feeders, and she had this always looking beautiful. This is the first year that I have really attempted to do flowers. I've done vegetables from seed, herbs from seed, several, 5 years maybe. I've never documented it really. I've shown it on Instagram a few times, stuff like that, but I've never done true landscaping, florals and that sort of thing. So this is kind of my first go. I usually just get hanging baskets, which I do have, and then I neglect them and they die. So we're going to try to step it up a notch this year. Get this looking beautiful like my grandma did. I've got a whole bed that I'm going to have to redo over here, and that's a whole story in itself. I don't have any rain coming until the end of the week, so I am going to have to stay on top of watering things because it is getting hot. We are in zone 7B, I'm pretty sure, for those of you who pay attention to that sort of thing. It's very hot and humid here in the summer, but right now we're staying around high 70s, mid 80s. But most days lately have been high 60s. But we are starting to get up there into the heat. Did go to Lowe's. I didn't really get that many things there. I did get stuff because me and the kids are going to do a resurrection garden. First year doing that, very excited. And I got some containers there. But their plants were looking pretty bleak. I did get 2 rose bushes from there that looked amazing. But everything else was kind of like, I don't know what happened. Some of that stuff should have been on the clearance rack, and they didn't even have a clearance rack. Okay, let's get into it. All right, so the very first thing that I'm going to show you guys is a ground cover that I've been researching for weeks now. It's called Creepin' Jenny ground cover, like I said, and I'm going to use this to kind of add some color to areas where it's just mostly kind of just weeds, and I got a whole flat. I'm probably going to go back and get some more because I have a lot of areas on this property that could use a little something, but not a full-blown landscaping. Sun to part shade, and it will creep and throw down runners. So one of these plants will just keep going and keep going as long as it doesn't get killed or trampled over. Very excited. It's my first time ever planting that. This is called Graceful Grasses, and it's from Proven Winner. This is from Toe Ticklers, the brand, the Creepin' Jenny. I've never heard of that. Proven Winners I've bought from them before many times, and they always have excellent plants. So this is a full to part sun. I'm going to put this in a container with some of the other flowers that I got. This will grow 6 to 14 inches, so it's going to get tall, and that's going to add some height to my containers. All right, here's one that this is what I normally grow for years. It is my go-to. My grandmother loved petunias, very specifically pink petunias, and wave petunias were the petunias that I guess they were a new hybrid when I was younger and helping her plant flowers. So I love petunias. Now these are super petunias, and these are the bubble gum color. So they're that really beautiful hot Barbie doll pink that is just, it's just gorgeous. Now the really cool thing about super petunias is that this plant right here is going to get massive over time as long as I take care of it, right? So full to part sun, I'm going to put these on the porch and grow 12 to 24 inches, and they will just you can't put them right on top of each other because they're just going to spread out, and that's a really awesome thing. The price on these, some of these aren't, I don't have the prices, but this again is a Proven Winners plant. This particular one is apparently won 200 plus awards. This is a very popular plant. It's not a difficult plant to take care of as long as you're watering it. And then my grandma always taught me to pull the old ones off I don't really know if you're supposed to do that or not, or if it does anything, but she always taught me to do that, and I always have. So that's that. This one is another Supertunia. It is called Picasso in Purple. And this was on my list because it just looks amazing. Now, there are no open flowers on this one. I did that on purpose. So another thing my grandma taught me was don't get something that's fully bloomed out. Look for something that has a lot of blooms coming. And this one will eventually look like that. So it's hot pink fuchsia in the middle, almost a purple, and then green on the edges. And is that not just the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? Those are so gorgeous. 6 to 12 inches, full to part sun. And again, these are the Supertunia, so it's gonna blow up. And I love that. So I got several of those. And then, like I said, my main goal on the front porch is to bring a lot of color because our house is just white. It's white. There's so much white. All right, Mandevillas. Mandevillas are a tropical plant, but they do really, really well in Tennessee. But over the summer, spring and summer. However, it will not do well in the cold. I'm going to have to bring this back in. So this is going to have to go into a container. This is the red color. And this one is already huge. But I did also pick up the other day at Walmart a few of the smaller Mandevillas. I have plans to put these, so in the garden, we'll get over there in a minute. In the vegetable garden, I'm going to have arched trellises, and I'm going to put Mandevilla on the arched trellises in the entryway to kind of give it a little pop of color. I like to add beauty to the food. I think it just makes sense. So I did get several of these, and then I couldn't help myself. These were on the clearance rack for $1, and there's nothing wrong with them. They just needed a little TLC, and they're already perked up a whole lot since I got them. $1. $1. I mean, I should have bought the whole flat and asked if they would give me a deal, but I wasn't really thinking. So these are just, I don't even know, but I think these are just regular petunias. I don't think these are wave, but I'm gonna peel the sticker off and see. Yeah, just regular old petunias. But see, they're fine. There was nothing wrong. $1. So I got 2 4-packs of those, $1 pop. Like I said, if I could go back in time and tell myself, I probably would have bought all of them. It's quite a bit of traffic today because it's a beautiful day. There's been motorcycles and side-by-sides, four-wheelers, all kinds of stuff come by. This is another Mandevilla. This is white. So it's got the white trumpet blooms. Again, this one I may put not on the porch because it's white and the house is white. I'm not 100% sure where this one is going, but it was so pretty, that white, that it's just, I just love Mandevillas. They're just beautiful, and they will bloom all summer. So will the petunias. I want something that's going to bloom, show out all summer long, all spring. That's my cup of tea. These are pretty dry, so they're going to have to get a drink. I got red. These are for the resurrection garden that we're doing, which is to celebrate Easter. You build in a container a little garden, and you put flowers and a tomb and rocks, and it just symbolizes, Resurrection Sunday. And it's very beautiful. I've just heard of this tradition, and I think we'll do this every year because that's just so cool. So I got red to symbolize the blood, and then I got white to symbolize that we're washed clean by the blood of the Lamb, and then I got purple too. I feel like purple, I don't know what it would symbolize, but the king, maybe. I just thought royalty and purple. We see purple a lot when we do communion, and stuff like that. I'm Methodist, but so me and the kids are going to be doing that on Thursday, probably. I'm going to go ahead and put the dirt and everything in the container, so all they have to do is decorate, and I think that'll be so much fun. What else did I get? That can't be everything. That ain't everything, is it? Well, that's everything on the porch. Also got containers and dirt, soil. All right, that's everything that I got for the front porch. Let's move to the garden. It's very hot today, so I'm hoping you're not gonna overheat. I look a hot mess, by the way. Don't mind me. All right, what we got over here is what I bought from the Very Good Nursery. Well, I don't want to tell you like Wofford's. So I have a Parisian gherkin, which gherkin are those tiny cucumbers, real good for pickling. They look like this. I got 2 of those. Woo, these are ready to go in the ground. Yeah, 2 of those. And got me some tomatoes too. I got Sun Sugar tomato. And then I got, that's another Parisian gherkin. I guess I got 3. That's good. Because I love the little tiny cucumbers. They're my favorite. This one right here is called Quick Snack. It's another little cucumber, just like the Parisian, similar to the Parisian. It might get a little bit bigger. I'm not 100% sure. I've not grown gherkin cucumbers or the small ones before. I've always grown the bigger ones. Now, however, I don't actually like those as much. And they tend to get kind of bitter very quickly. And I don't like that. So I'm gonna do the small ones this year. See how it goes. They may do the exact same thing. I have no idea. This is another Parisian. This is all right, yeah, so this is a new one for me. Sun Sugar, which is a cherry tomato. It's yellow, hence the name Sun Sugar. It's supposed to be very sweet, delicious. I have several other cherry tomatoes that I'm gonna start from seed. I'm gonna need to do that like today, honestly, after I get these in the ground. Good times. And I just don't love, so for the past 4 or 5 years, when I've planted my vegetable garden, I've always done typical tomatoes, like the beefsteaks and Better Boys and just regular old cherry tomatoes. I've never done anything outside of that. Whatever I could get at the local Lowe's, or there's a small nursery that's actually going out of business this year in Camden. I would get some from them too. I never stepped outside of like those main tomatoes. Basic cherries, beef steaks, and Better Boys and Big Boys. That's it. What's funny is I don't really like the big tomatoes that much. I prefer the small cherry tomatoes, with a very small exception of, like, if I was going to make tomato products, then I have grown Romas before, and I may grow Romas again. I don't know. I didn't buy any today because I was like, I don't really know that I want to grow any Romas. So, anyways, there. Okay. I'm not going to skip ahead. I'm going to stay on task. And then I also got Super Sweet 100s, which are another variety of small cherry tomatoes that are very, very sweet. And I use these type of tomatoes in my salsa. And most people, I guess, use bigger tomatoes. But I have always used cherry tomatoes to make pico, to make salsa, to make any of that stuff. I use the small tomatoes because I like the way they taste better. So I got Super Sweet 100s, and I think I just got regular Sweet 100s too. No, they're Super Sweet. Super Sweet 100s and the yellows. I think that's the only tomatoes that I got. Let me see here. So these, I've never planted Early Girls ever in my life either. And they are an F1 hybrid tomato. And they look to be slicer size, so like the bigger tomatoes. But the thing about these is it says it matures in 52 days. That's like nothing. That's like next month because they're already started. So I don't know. We'll see. And it says average fruit size is 5 ounces. So that's not a huge tomato. That's almost exactly the right size tomato. So I'm going to give these a go and see how I like them. Is there any other maters that I got? I don't think so. I think that's all the tomatoes that I got today. Now, will I be going back? Yes, I will. Will I be buying more stuff? Yes, I will. Will I be starting stuff in the greenhouse? Yes, I will. Okay, so this is all that's going in the garden today, but this is not everything that I'm planting this year. Okay, up next, the kids are gonna freak out. These are This one don't have a tag. Ever-bearing strawberry. Me and the kids, listen, I don't really like strawberries. I don't really like fruit, but my children absolutely love it. And maybe I will like these strawberries. I don't love strawberries that I get from the grocery store. They just don't ever taste. When I was pregnant, we went to a grocery store in Nashville that is farm, straight local only. I think almost 90% of the stuff at that grocery store comes local. And I got some strawberries when I was there. And you can go back and watch that video. And I've never tasted strawberries like that in my life, but they were straight from the farm. So maybe I will like these strawberries, but I got them for the kids. So ever-bearing means they're gonna give me berries all year as long as I take care of them, okay? Full freaking sun. So they're going in this bed right down here. Because the wild strawberries, when I was cleaning out the bed, they had gone insane in here. So I took that as a sign. Maybe I should put the strawberries in that bed. The wild strawberries seem to love it there. So we do have wild strawberries. They're teensy, 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 teensy tiny, and they taste like absolutely nothing, but they're cute, and the kids love to pick them up, but they don't taste good. So I'll probably put the strawberries in there. And look at this. There's already strawberries. There's already strawberries on there, y'all. The kids are gonna flip their absolute minds, okay? That's exciting. That's exciting. And all of them almost that I got. This ain't all of them. Oh yeah, there's a whole, so I bought a whole flat of the strawberries because of the kids. So we're gonna hopefully have a ton of strawberries this year. That would be great. Get some other things that I've never grown before too. But let's start with what I've grown. I went, because I'm a bit behind this year, I did go ahead and get some dill. Even though this is incredibly easy to start from seed, and I've done it a gazillion times, I went ahead and got some anyways. So I got 24 of those, and then again, basil. Incredibly easy to start from seed. I've done it a million times. It's not going to be a problem, but you just never can have enough basil, in my opinion. And oh, y'all, that's some good looking basil. Good looking basil, and it smells so good. So that is my basil. All right, now here's another thing that I've not grown ever before in my life, but my grandpa did. So I'm hoping he is looking down on me and sending me some good vibes. This is watermelon. This is called Crimson Sweet watermelon. And it says that the ground blocky fruit has a sweet flavor, disease resistant, huzzah, fruit in 97 days. So I got a few of those for the kids. Are these gonna vine? I'm assuming don't all winter. I'm gonna have to do some research. So I'm gonna have arch trellises, and my melons and stuff I'm gonna grow on that. So speaking of melons, I did also get Harvest Queen cantaloupe. Now I don't like cantaloupe, and I don't like watermelon from the store. Maybe I will like it when I plant it. The kids will probably like it, and if nobody likes, my mom will eat the watermelon 100%. My mom will probably eat the cantaloupe 100%. And if nobody wants it, the chickens are gonna want it, okay? And maybe even the sheep. They love pumpkins, so I can't imagine they wouldn't like a melon. So I did get some cantaloupe Harvest Queen. High yields of large, heavy fruits with thick, sweet salmon orange flesh and a small seed cavity. Matures in 90 days. I will have to get the little, they're like rope bags that you hang on the trellis so that the fruit doesn't just fall off. So there's some support. So I'm gonna get some of those so that way it will be fine, because if not, then it's just gonna get heavy and fall off the trellis, and nobody wants that, not me. This is an ornamental slash for the sheep. So this, and chickens. This is yellow crookneck, which is a summer squash. Yields in 50 days. That's not bad. Used raw in salads, steamed, fried, or baked. I've never had it raw in salad squash. I might try a raw one. Mostly this is an ornamental. I think they're beautiful, and it's fodder for the farm animals. So that's that. That's my plant haul, y'all. I'm gonna get busy putting all of this into these raised beds today, giving them a good drink of water. And then I'm gonna go do Monday Night Live tonight. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did and you want to see how this goes, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the like on your way out. I'll see you in the next one. Love you, mean it.